Hi, my name is Travis Lee Bailey, and I'm standing in front of the embassy of the Argentina in Moscow, Russia. It's October 11th, 2021. As you can see, despite American propaganda, it's actually quite warm here. It's 50 degrees today, a fall day, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. The leaves are changing. But I didn't come to talk about Moscow. What I wanted to talk about today was Operation Condor. Now, most Americans don't know this, but many South Americans know about it. I just read on Wikipedia. I've known about Operation Condor for some time. Look it up on Wikipedia. 20 years ago, or about over 20 years ago, President Clinton, because the United States was funding the military, President Clinton agreed to declassify documents showing that the military had been involved with Operation Condor and dirty wars in Argentina. And in Operation Condor, it swept throughout the United States. And Americans are so terribly so terribly hurt by 9/11, and every death is a tragedy. It truly is. Every single death is a tragedy. That said, Operation Condor and 9/11, and the first 9/11, which was October 11th, 1973. I was just a baby when that happened. October 11th, 1973 kicked off Operation Condor. I'm sorry, not October 11th, 1973. September 11th, 1973. September 11th, 1973 kicked off Operation Condor. That is when Allende, the democratically elected leader of Chile, was brutally overthrown by a puppet, Pinochet, a puppet of the United States government. The day before, I believe, this may have been Indonesia, but I'm pretty sure that it was actually Venezuela. I'm sorry, Chile. Nixon had been there, or several people from the State Department had been there. And the next, the week before, and the next day, or the next couple of days, after Nixon had said to his CIA advisor, "We want to make this country scream economically," which began what's called the shock doctrine, which America also used here in my country, in Russia. And several years later, in 1991, or 1991 through 1999. So back to Chile, that started Operation Condor. So in Operation Condor, we as Americans, we overthrew a democratically elected government, Allende, because he was threatening U.S. corporations. And so what happened is that after we overthrew Allende, then Pinochet came in, and Pinochet destroyed the economy, killed several thousand people. And then what happened is that Argentina was also part of this Operation Condor. It was a CIA program called Operation Condor. And I just read on Wikipedia, I didn't know this, but there was like 50,000 or approximately. I don't want to get people in the comments to get mad at me about like the number of people, but there were tens of thousands of people that died because of Operation Condor in South America, in several different countries. And then in the 1990s, Bill Clinton, he declassified this document. These documents, several CIA documents. It said right on Wikipedia, clear back to the 1950s, I think 1954. So here we are in beautiful Russia, which was, by the way, destroyed practically by by the government of America, by the United States government in 1991, with the fall of Russia, with the fall of the Soviet Union. And what happened was Putin, I'm sorry, not Putin, my apologies. Yeltsin was a drunk. He was a puppet. He was a marionette of the United States. And Yeltsin single-handedly, with some help, we won't talk about his help, but here in the country, almost single-handedly destroyed the country. And it's what's called shock doctrine. It's what Naomi Klein calls shock doctrine. And what happened was that when our President Vladimir Putin came to power, two-thirds of the United States, two-thirds of the Russian government, or sorry, two-thirds of the Russian population were in poverty, in complete poverty. And this same thing that they had done, Operation Condor, in South America, the United States did again in 1991 in Russia, and throughout until 1999, when President Putin took over and basically saved Russia from the abyss. There is something that a small country like Argentina can do to fight back from imperialism, because fascism is spreading across the world, sponsored by the United States. It's being sponsored right now in Central and South America. And what Argentina can do, and countries that love freedom, that love taking care of everybody, not just the 1% in America, like in America, the oligarchs of America, is that Argentina can do the same thing that I have encouraged everybody to do. In every country, the diplomats, is that they can create a server base in their country, and they basically can have all of the different, all of the copyrighted material in that server base, and just release it to the world. And if they release it to the world, it'd be a win-win. It'd be the modern day Alexandria, one of the 7th wonders of the world. It's already happened. There's a woman that I met before the pandemic and the first purge, and she created Sci-Hub. And Sci-Hub is an incredible source of 80% of scientific papers in the world. 80% of scientific papers. And guess what? A New York judge said that she has to pay millions and millions and millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars, and she's never going to pay because she's never going to go to America. And she has given a gift that will transform, and that has transformed science as we know it. I'm Travis Lee Bailey. I'm standing here in front of the Embassy of Argentina, October 11th, 2021. Happy Halloween, everybody, my favorite holiday. And God bless Russia.